I name it Queen's Weaponz, I want every woman to remember that at any given time, no matter where you are, no matter how you're dressed, because sometimes they try to say that, you are always to be treated as a queen and nothing less.
It's exciting to have you all back with us with Tap Entrepreneurs, where our goal is to generate generational wealth. And of course, you know, this is sponsored by the Abolitionist Pledge, which the focus of Abolitionist Pledge is to eradicate the racism and inequities in our communities. Of course, I'm Dr. Sir, and I am so excited to have my partner, my sister, my friend back with me. Lady A, what's going on with you?
Hello, hello, hello. I am so glad to be back. I have missed you, Dr. Sir. I've missed my wonderful frat brother, John. I've missed you guys, TAPTV. I have missed you guys. I hope everyone has found their way to an amazing start of their 2022. I'm glad TAP is in the building. I'm glad we get to be a part of the wonderfulness that's going on, that's going to be released in this season. Not to mention, it's Women's History Month. Yes. So I'm excited to be celebrating this amazing, divine, feminine energy, not only that's on this show, but all you women out there who are watching. I know that each of you, if you're alive today and you're breathing, you have the ability to make history. You are defying all odds. As we speak, we're going to be celebrating you in a couple years. So yes, I'm very, very, very happy to be part of today's show and all of our wonderful women that will be celebrating and uplifting in this Women's History Month.
That's true. Hey, and I'm excited about who we have with us because our guest today is like the female MacGyver. What she does, man, she'll take a paper clip and a piece of gum and make it into a weapon. And so we have Monique Mitchell who's joining us today. Monique, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? I wouldn't say all of that. I was thinking more like a Angela Davis, Malcolm X type of thing.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, welcome to Tap Entrepreneurs. And we're so excited that you decided to join us today, that you're at the table. And so we know that you have Monique's Weaponz, and we want you to tell us about you first. Share something about you before we get into your business and your entrepreneur adventures.
Well, growing up, I have 3 older brothers. They're like way older than me. The youngest one is about 6 years older than me. So then from there, it's 7 and 8 years. So, you know, when I went to school, middle school, high school, I didn't have anybody around. It was just me. You know, of course I had friends, but, you know, nobody really to protect me from certain things. So I had to figure it out on my own because, you know, in high school, you go through things and kids will be kids, right? So there was a lot of times where I had to like, okay, well, I'm just gonna make this little concoction and I'm keep it in my purse and, you know, things like that. Or when I first got my first job, I was working at Busch Stadium and I was going, you know, late at night on the buses. I'm like, I need some type of knife or something. Like I need something. I'm on these buses too much. So since I was on the Metrolink too much and saw a lot of things, I just say, you know, I have to get something to protect myself. It didn't dawn on me at 18 I could get a handgun. I wasn't even thinking about guns. I'm like, okay, I got my mace, my BB gun, and I'm cool. So that's kind of how I got started. And then 2020, everybody had businesses. And I was pregnant. So I'm like, I have to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow. You know, had to figure it out. So I'm like trying the teas, the tummy teas, and I'm trying to do all these nails. I tried nails for a while and I'm like, this is just not, it's not me. I have to pick something like, what's my thing? What do I like? And I like weapons. I just love it. My older brother, he's infatuated, and it's his fault. He's infatuated with firearms. So he used to always have different collections. And so now I call myself having a collection, and that's just what I like. And when I go out with my group of friends, I'm always like the security guard. So I'm like the person that's like, this goes here, that goes here, kind of trying to keep order almost. And I just was like, we've been in too many instances where we need weapons and I'm not going to be around, or, another man or security is not going to be around when we go to these clubs. So we need to have something on us. So that's how I came up with Queenz Weaponz. Actually, the name came last year in February. I had my daughter in 2020 of November, and I named her Queen. So I end up with the weapons part because I feel like I'm her biggest weapon that she could ever have. So if I name it Queenz Weaponz, I want every woman to remember that at any given time, no matter where you are, no matter how you're dressed, because sometimes they try to say that, you are always to be treated as a queen and nothing less.
Man, I love that. As a woman, that is empowering because it goes beyond just having a weapon on you. The weapon starts up here. It's how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, excuse me, in terms of being in tune with your surroundings. Sometimes we're not paying attention. Sometimes we're not at our at our peak performance because we have, excuse me, because we may have things going on or whatever, but to keep in our mind that not only do I have this Queenz weapon in my purse or my person, you might not know where it is, but
right.
But my first weapon is my mind. I love that. Can you talk to us a little bit about what made you decide to take these passions? Now I realize this is something real. Let me put this together as a business, because so many people, entrepreneurs, they have ideas, they have things they want to do, and they just don't know how to execute. I meet with a lot of them. That's usually our consultation is, I don't know what to do. I have this idea. How did you get from idea mode to LLC to a full thriving shop, a business of your own line of
blood, sweat, and tears? No, really. So it became an idea. Like I said, I came up with it a little bit while I was pregnant, but I'm like, okay, I need to do something. I have this baby and I'm gonna be, in this world it's just me and my child. So I'm like, what do? I know a lot of times single women are targeted, and single women with kids are targeted, as well as older women. So what do I do to make myself less of a target? Because I can't carry my 9mm everywhere. I can't carry my 380 everywhere. And an AR is just too big to be, that's a house gun. That's for intruder alerts. So I'm like, what? I mean, yeah, I'll have my gun on my hip, but my baby's going to be there too. So I can't always have a firearm, at my reach. So I have this really nice key fob taser, plug. I put it around my wrist, and while I'm buckling her in and my back is turned, because that's where mothers are most vulnerable, and that's when most likely you'll have a gun to your back when you're buckling your child in, because like I said, that's a vulnerable moment and you're with your baby. So that person will think, if I'm robbing this person, I'm most likely to get what I want. So with the key fob taser that's around my wrist, what happens is when they're saying, well, give me your keys, give me your phone, I can slide that key fob off of my wrist and tase them with that. I also have a cell phone taser as well. So I felt like if we have discrete items that we could get into clubs, bars, lounges, even airports, that will be a lot more safer. It's like a shock effect. Like, yeah, you thought you were going to run up, but got something for you.
I love it. Always be prepared, right?
Yes, definitely.
You're talking a lot about situational awareness, and it sounds like you have a criminal justice background, because prior to me moving into this space, I was also a defensive tactics trainer in the criminal justice profession. So, so when you're looking at this, have you given classes for different groups like that?
This is my first year, so I'm still in the midst of doing that. I haven't done classes yet. I do have a criminal justice background. I got a bachelor's from UMSL, and I did work as a CO in a jail. And I'm from the hood. I know a little. I know a little something,
Right,
something,
first
you know.
degree.
So I haven't done those, and a lot of people have been asking about them. I even sometimes when I'm having dinner with my friends, I'll test them out, and I'm like, "So if a guy comes in with a gun right now, what would you do?" And they're like, "Well, I'll just run to the bathroom." I'm like, "No, it's tables in front of us. Just tip the table over, put 2 tables in front of it, because this table." Like, so I'm walking them through exit strategies like every time, and it's weird to do that, but think about it, you have to.
Yes.
What the Columbine in church, they prayed with the boy and he shot everybody. Like, we just prayed for you, you
Yeah.
know? So things like that, little situations. I've been in situations to where I'm like, ugh, I wish my friend would have handled that better. Or a lot of my friends, I've been in situations to where they've had problems with men, and they say 4 out of 5 women have been in a domestic violence relationship or have gotten physically assaulted by somebody close to them. And I don't think it's 4 out of 5. It's close. It's really, really close to that. But a lot of women have had either it happen to themselves in some type of way or someone that they know close by. So I just want to 2022 get rid of that.
Yes, I love the empowerment piece behind your brand. I mean, I think that it's amazing that you are creating weaponry that is user friendly, but I think I also love that it's across the board empowerment. This is not just women from the hood, women, you know, who are single. This is for any woman who wants to add a layer of protection to themselves. They want to be self-empowered to not only just protect themselves, but to be safe. Sometimes we have to create the safety that we want because it's not always to us, especially in this society. As we know, we live in a very patriarchal society. So even when we complain like, hey, this person was following me, like you mentioned earlier, some of those follow-up questions, well, where were you? What did you do? What were you doing out at this time? All of that is irrelevant. My
Follow
personal
me if you want to.
exactly, my personal autonomy was violated. So sometimes I feel like if we wait for other people to protect us or to give us safety, we'll be waiting a long time. And unfortunately, that's a dangerous wait. So I love that it's across the board. This is for women anywhere from anywhere who want to create safety. So with that being said, I'm also with Dr. Sir. I definitely think you need to teach these classes. Definitely, sis. Get on this coin.
It's in the works. It's in the works.
Yes,
Definitely
I
in the
love
works.
it. So I have a question for you. You've got
Yes.
this line of this amazing weaponry to protect yourself. What advice would you give to a woman who is like, you know what, I don't feel powerful, like I feel powerless. Maybe they are in a domestic violence situation, or they have been and they've just never really recovered from that trauma. What advice would you give them while purchasing? Y'all go make sure you guys go get one of her weapons, okay? But when they're not getting the weapon, what advice would you give her to get back on her feet and get back to her self-centered empowerment?
Well, a lot of people just say, well, you need a gun. You need a gun. They push firearms on us like it's not $400 or $500 to buy, or that you actually need aim to shoot a gun. Then you have to go practice. Like, by the time you get acquainted with the guns, somebody could do anything, you know? So I have mace, something for people who are less confrontational. That way, if someone is following you or intimidating you or getting loud with you, you can spray them away up to 14 feet. And it's a stream, it's not a mist. It goes right to them, it's direct. And I also have actually some mace for domestic violence victims, and it looks like a little perfume vial. So the guy isn't going to look in your purse for perfume. So you could just, you know, slowly creep over to your purse and grab the little perfume. It's about that big. So I would just say, definitely arm yourself. Definitely arm yourself. You don't deserve to be attacked. You don't deserve to be physically hurt, mentally hurt. You don't deserve that. Again, you are a queen and you're not supposed to be treated less than.
You know, I think, and the wording that you're using, you're really educating our audience, right? And because when you're talking about, when you're, it started with the situational awareness, and then you're talking about the difference between stream, which is actually the recognized type of pepper spray or mace that we're using. There's a difference between the two of them. But yes, if our listeners are really paying attention, you're very knowledgeable about the weaponry. You're very knowledgeable about personal safety and personal weapons. I do have a question, because we don't see a lot of women in the area of personal defense, that's even selling firearms or even some of the items you have, because I looked on the website, you have what, if we were in the prison, they call it a shank, but it is
right.
it's a knife.
And I call it a shank.
Yeah, it's a knife that goes into a comb. You know, so you have all these different devices that are there that look like everyday common tools, but they become weapons of protection. So how has it been being a woman in this area, in the area of weaponry, personal defense items, things like that? What challenges have you met with?
I would say my biggest challenge is the pushback I get on it. A lot of women say, "Oh, I have a firearm already. I don't need that." And I'll say, "Okay, give me a purse right now." And they're like, "Huh?" And I'll pick up a taser, like, "Give me your purse right now. Where your firearm?" "Oh, I left it in the car." I said, "Oh, sounds like you need a taser." Because if a guy comes up and pushes you, just decides to push you down, or, you know, for instance, I was in a bar with my friend. She was on her way to law school. We were celebrating. And this guy wasted a drink on her and then licked it off her, like from her chest up, like his tongue, you know? And I was like, and she's like, "No, Monique, it's okay." I said, "No, it's not okay. He wouldn't lick a man."
Exactly, because
like, you do it to a man, don't do it to a woman, you know?
He'd have got them 1-2s if he'd have came to me or my wife.
So I'm like, let's do something. She's like, "No, he got," you know, because, and guys get that because they are bigger than us. So if they're 6'7", me and my friend, we're about 5'4". He was about 6'3", like 300 pounds. So it's like, "Oh, you have this weight over us. Let's see how your eyes work with this mace." And so another way I got into all of this stuff, I have really been on my own since I was 10. I had older brothers, but again, you know, with them being 16, 17, they were always gone. They were always with friends or even in jail. And they would tell me about the things that happened to them in jail. And I'm like, I don't want that happening to me. And this is me at 10, 11. So I'm like, if I go to the store, I know not to carry my purse because this might happen. And, you know, I'm a kid. I remember I went to the library. I asked my mom, I was like, "I want to go to the library after school." She thought I was going to come home, drop off my books, whatever. I'm like, I'm going straight there. So everybody was panicking, but my mom knew deep down, like, "Oh, she's fine wherever she is. We just need to find her. She's most likely, you know, at the library." And I'm in the bean bags, just sleep, you know, with a book. So I just think the times have really changed. We're not really safe now. Kids can't walk to the corner store. I used to go to the store for my grandmother at 5 with a letter, a little bitty letter that she tore off like an envelope, and it said cool cigarettes and a Pepsi. I was 5 buying cigarettes and a 2-liter Pepsi.
And a Mr. Good Boy. No.
I got me a little snack on the side. I got the Chico stick. That's what I used to like.
They were good. Chico sticks were definitely good. The times have changed. And I think also, I just have to give a small commercial break here. If you are watching, ladies or sirs, and you are feeling empowered by this conversation and you are feeling like, "Man, I need to get me a Queenz weapon," then go on over to Tap Entrepreneurs. You can experience all of what Monique has to offer her. All of her products are listed there. You can go right to the website and get what you need and find out more about Monique and all of what she has to offer. So you guys can follow her. We've made it so easy for you to not only get your weapon, but stay plugged in and connected. So be sure to connect with Monique and the Queenz Weaponz. I was also going to say, Monique, I agree. Times have definitely changed. It's not about safety and the dynamics between men and women, but also we have to look at the world that we're living in as it pertains to social inequity amongst people groups, right? So you have, you know, groups of Asians being attacked while they're at their jobs. Of course, we know as people of color, we have always been on the blunt end of the attack stick, right? Both verbally and, you know, metaphorically speaking here. So I think even that there are a lot of people who are feeling emboldened in this time to take advantage of people. I just saw maybe last month or so that there were unfortunately some nationalists who wanted to to lash out and they, attacked a Black woman at the bus stop. Again, it's not just about, I think when we think of attack, we almost automatically put it in sexually or robbing, but sometimes nowadays, these attacks are political. These attacks are, again, based on your ethnicity and your heritage. So I think, again, it's all the more reason why we need to be able to protect ourselves from whomever, whether it's a nationalist or a crazy boyfriend or whatever. We definitely need to put ourselves back in the position of power. So Monique, as a woman, what has been the best part about what you do? Because I'm sure you meet a lot of amazing women and I'm sure they share their stories with you. So what has been the best part of your journey so far?
I think the best part, and it touched my heart because like I said, I am a new mom. I saved this baby's life and it meant so much to me because me and her mom, we went to high school together. And just about a month or two before she came and bought, I had this little, I forgot to tell you, I do have things for men to buy as well. You said that in the last thing that when you were speaking, but I have kids alarms. Most times everything I have on my table is something that kids find on TikTok. So they know like, oh mom, this is the window breaker. You can use it like this. So they are well versed in what I have. So I'm like, I want to get something for the kids. So that way when they come to my table, I don't feel left out. I have heart alarms. So they're like blinged out black, red, or pink. The girl I went to high school with, her and her daughter were home. She told her daughter, don't use this unless you really need it. Do not pull this. Don't pull it at school. Don't pull it on your way home. Pull it when you need me. I think her daughter is somewhere between 10 and 12 now. So she said she was in the basement and she heard the dog barking. She didn't think nothing of it because the dog barks all the time. But when she heard that alarm, she immediately ran up to where her daughter was, and there was a guy watching her and he was getting ready to snatch her, and her cameras on her house caught it.
Oh my gosh.
She could have lost her daughter.
Yes.
She could have lost her daughter. Yeah. Like I said, I went to high school with this girl. So I've been knowing her for about 15 years. So, and we both have daughters. I wouldn't know what to do if somebody was just to snatch my baby. So that was one of the moments where I'm like, I really am changing lives. That was amazing for me. I'm so glad that she had that alarm.
Wow.
That is just to hear that story alone, and I know of so many more stories where the individuals were protected and then some succumb to whatever the attack or the predator violence was. And so I'm so happy and blessed to hear that story, that young lady is still alive because of the product that you're giving and you're sharing with the world. I do want to ask, what's next? What do you have in mind? Do you want to do you want an actual physical store, or what do you want to go with your weapon, with Queenz Weaponz?
Well, now I'm into hosting, actually. I want to get more entrepreneurs out and together with each other. Most of the time, we only know one other person that sells weapons or one other person that sells candles, because most of these events are just, two vendors in that category. So I kind of just want us to come out as a whole, because I'm throwing the pop-up shops to just relax, get to know each other, and shop within each other. Because when we circulate that Black dollar, it means so much more. If I spend $200 going to Macy's for Christmas, that's a big company. That $200 is not going to do much for them. But if I go to London Lee Boutique, who's a child boutique owner in Ferguson, and I spend $200 with her, I know that she's gonna, pay bills and make sure her kids are okay. That just circulation of that Black dollar is amazing to me. So I'm really, my next big venture is actually March 18th for game night from 6 to 10. I'm inviting all entrepreneurs, and then you don't have to be an entrepreneur to come out, but I am inviting all entrepreneurs to come out for a pop-up shop / game night. It's a Friday night, it's late. It's kind of like a little party. I call my pop-up shops party because when you're working, you shouldn't have to, feel like you're at work. So I'm doing that at the moment. I do eventually want a space for the people that, want to vend. Not sure exactly where. It's still in the works. Don't have everything quite worked out yet, but definitely want a storefront, something big.
I love that. And hopefully you'll continue to create this safe space and this circle of empowerment for fellow entrepreneurs, because we definitely need it. And you hit the nail on the head. Circulating that Black dollar literally makes all the difference in the world and our community, for sure.
And there's no really place, like, I've asked everyone, where do you go to get your tasers? And they're like, I don't know. I know, me. Yeah, me. I got it. And I got base, girl. I have keychains, keys that pull out to be knives. I have a little bit of everything. What do you need?
I love it. It's something for everybody, something for everybody. Well, again, I can't think of a better way to keep us plugging down the Black history, or excuse me, well, yeah, Black history and now women's history. I saw a meme that was like, Black people at the end of Black History Month, Black women like, it's not over. 1 second.
Hello? What do you mean?
One time for
before you finish.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I know that's right.
Women's History Month. I think I just, wow, I can't even describe to you how amazing the work that you're doing, putting power back into the hands of women throughout the United States. I just thank you, Queen. Literally, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for providing this platform. I'm really appreciative of that.
Yes, absolutely. And we know that our viewers are going to go. We have a link, and it's going to be in the description box. You guys are going to hop over to Tap Entrepreneurs and get your information. You're going to be able to purchase your items right there on the website. So we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing you guys over there. Dr. Sir, did you have any closing words? I hate to bring this to a close because so much information, but we don't want to overwhelm the people. We want them to go and experience all of what the Queenz Weaponz has to offer. So Dr. Sir, did you have any closing words?
I mean, Monique, I'm in awe with what you're bringing, and the creativity, the insight, just everything. And being someone from a criminal justice professional, it warms my heart to know that you're out there thinking innovatively on how we could protect our community. So kudos. And of course, you know, Tap Entrepreneur is about generating generational wealth. And so I see you doing that for your daughter, for little Miss Queen, and the generations to come, not only protecting them, but generating that generational wealth. So thank you for joining us today. Lady A, that's what I have to give.
I love it. He's always such just on it. He's just, y'all saw that, he's just on it. Thank you so much again, Dr. Sir, for allowing me to come back, because I know I left you hanging for a little bit. So I apologize. Thank you for letting me come back onto the screen and be a part of the movement. Listen, if you guys want to be a part of what we are doing with Tap Entrepreneurs, listen, sign the pledge. You guys know I'm going to say every video, sign the pledge. It is free 99. When you sign that pledge, you are standing along with us saying, hey, listen, we believe that we are the next wave of abolitionists. We can be our own freedom that we're seeking. We're going to come together and be a part of a movement that is building generational wealth, that is healing our community. And as a unit, we are all moving forward. We're circulating Black dollars. We're platforming Black movement. We want everyone to have a chance to be a part of our own future focus. So if you are watching and you have not gone to Tap Entrepreneurs, click the link in the bio. You want to sign up, send it to a friend. If you know fellow abolitionists who want to fight against systems that would seek to oppress us, this is your moment. It's free. It takes literally that long. Of course, if you'd like to donate, we would love to have that support as well, but we would more so love to have your signature, because that lets us know we're not standing alone and that we're not building by ourselves. So if you guys have enjoyed this, excuse me, be sure to click the like button below. Also, be sure to share. We want to get the word out about Queen Monique and all of what she's doing. We want to definitely make sure that we get these weapons into the hands of every woman who is viewing. So if you know a woman, or if you are a woman, click like, share this video. And if not,
or man,
that's right, or man, you need to protect yourself. This is the moment to share, click and like. Listen, Monique, thank you so much for being with us again on today. I'm just super inspired, and I'm also gonna go get my weapon, because as much as I travel by myself, I gotta got to get that together. So I'm definitely going to help me by going to some of your products. Listen, guys, next week, same time, same station, we're going to be again offering you guys some more content for Women's History Month. I am Lady A. It's been a pleasure hosting you all. Thank you again, Monique. Did you have any closing words?
Just want to remind you guys that anything can happen at any time. So don't ever feel bad about someone targeting you, someone following you. It's never your fault. Never your fault.
I love that. Yes. And on that note, guys, we love y'all. We're going to see y'all next week.